Good afternoon, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. Getting stuff done. Got a haircut, went to the gym, did some stuff outside. I'm going to bang out this video, set up a live stream for 4:30-ish, 4:30. Lunchtime chat live from my mama's basement. Then we will go back outside, get some more stuff done, gearing up for the summer. I can't believe next week is Memorial Day. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But we just wanted to touch on some topics. We could continue this debate later on my lunchtime chat. It'd be more of a lunchtime chat on the West Coast if I do a 4:30-ish live stream, but that's what we're going to do. And, we're getting down to the point where beginning of June, you're going to start seeing some mini camps. I don't expect CeeDee Lamb, more of a Dallas video and a NFL video. So don't expect CD there. Just real quick before I get to the NFL versus you know, the networks and the antitrust lawsuit. Just wanted to touch on this real fast. Again, trying to distance myself from the Dak stuff, but doesn't seem to be able to happen. I do it to myself, people. But let's just take a look at this real quick. Make sure it's on 150. It is. Okay. Doug Peterson says Trent Baalke and Trevor Lawrence agents are working tirelessly to get an extension. Just hear me out, people. Jaguars have maintained throughout the offseason that they would like to sign quarterback Trevor Lawrence for his second contract sooner or later. At this point, it doesn't appear anything is imminent, but head coach Doug Peterson said in his Monday press conference that conversations continue between the two sides when asked if he'd like Lawrence's contract situation resolved before the regular season. Obviously, the sooner you get it done, it's behind everybody, and now we could all focus on football, Peterson said. And so that's not lingering, and that's not out there. I know Trent Baalke and Lawrence's agent, they've continued to talk and will talk, and they're working hard and tirelessly. I've just got to coach Trevor and coach football, and hopefully it gets done, and it will. Number one draft pick in 2021. So figure is now entering the third season with Peterson as his head coach. Peterson noted that at this time of year is important for Lawrence to build relationships, chemistry, yada, yada. Guys, they're going to look up to him, Peterson said. We want to see how well he incorporates some of the young players that we do have and that we're working with and developing, and obviously Brian being one of them now. I will say this. Doug Peterson's a good coach, real good coach. I think the leadership part of the leading this football team and really embracing that this time of year, I think that carries over to camp. In 16 games last year, Lawrence completed 66%. That's a good number of his passes for over 4,000 yards with 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. But you figure he's entering year number 4 or year number 5. Yeah. So, they're trying to address it. They are trying to address the situation early, kind of not like some organizations with a star on their helmet, right? We want to let everybody wait, beg, sweat, plead for their contract. So it's just interesting to see different schools of thought. Now, what has Jacksonville done? Not much. So, I get it, people. I'm just making a statement that, interesting. Next order of business here. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got. Just some of the business of the day that you guys might care about. Daniel Snyder in a fight over a new Donald Trump film. That should be interesting. Dan, here we go. Let's share this one. I don't care where you line up on this. Daniel Snyder is no longer an NFL problem, but is a problem in Hollywood regarding a film which a Snyder-backed company has invested. Yeah. Heart of a battle over The Apprentice. That's going to be the name of his movie, The Apprentice, a film that chronicles the early years of Donald Trump. That should be spicy. That should be spicy, to say the least. I wonder what if the. I'm just going to leave it there. The Apprentice will premiere at the Cannes Film Festival on Monday night. The current cut reportedly includes a scene which Trump rapes his first wife, Ivana. Nice. Here we go. Again, I don't even know why I brought this up. I didn't read it beforehand, but listen, obviously this is election season, and I guess it's good timing. Let me guess, Daniel Snyder's a left wing. I don't care where anybody stands, but that's just good timing, right? That's just the fuels the fire. People don't care. Unfortunately, they don't care. Let's see. Nothing really other than no issue of Sports Illustrated last month, or the May issue. I was wondering where it was because I deliver it. There you go. There's a good. There you go. Mailbox, baby. Mailman. Are you interested in it? No, we're not interested. Sports Illustrated skip production of the May issue, but why? Why? The issue about the missed issue traces to the dispute between Arena Group and Authentic Brands. Arena Group reportedly refuses to surrender the subscriber list to Minute Media, the new publisher of the magazine. It's surely connected to the lawsuit that Authentic filed against Arena, seeking $48 million for breach of contract. Arena could use the subscriber list as leverage for a settlement. Here we go, people. There we go. So that's why you guys didn't get your... I haven't gotten Sports Illustrated in years, so whatever. What I did want to talk about is this. This is the big one, people. Proliferation. Go ahead, Mark. I want to hear you try and say that word. Proliferation of streaming nudges NFL towards potential antitrust showdown. It's a point we made last March while you shout out to Pro Football Talk, they're usually on top of it. I know he gets a lot of issues. He gets a lot of barbs thrown his way, Mike Florio, but I think he does a good job. Of course, he's opinionated, like everybody else. It's a point we made last March with the NFL trying to, NFL taking 2 Christmas games from the over-the-air broadcast, which is 3, 6, 10, Fox, the major networks, non-streaming, and sending them to a new streaming partner. It's worth mentioning again. At some point, as the NFL pivots from broadcasting a broadcast to streaming, as fans need more and more services to watch all the games, it's going to face a potential antitrust issue. The problem traces to the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961, that the federal law that allows the NFL to sell its TV rights as a group, even though the NFL consists of unique businesses that should be selling their TV rights separately. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you like the fact that they're going to allow just the Christmas games to be streamed by Netflix, let's say, or split it up? Netflix gets one, Prime Video gets one. What do you think about the playoff game last year and will be this year? A playoff game in the wild card round will be on Peacock. If you don't have Peacock, you can't watch it. What's your opinion? And leave it in the comments about the Super Bowl ultimately going to Netflix or whatever. Do you have a problem with that? Or what? Let me know. Let me know what you think. 3 years ago, an item in the University of Iowa Journal and Corporate Law looked at the league's looming legal challenges in the area of streaming. An argument could be made that the antitrust exemption in the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 doesn't apply to games available on streaming platforms. Of course, Someone would first have to raise the issue if any of the additional broadcast networks ever filed antitrust lawsuits against the NFL over streaming deals not being done on a team by team basis. Well, this is opening up a door. Excuse me. This is opening up a door that I've thought about for quite some time, and don't think that Jerry Jones hasn't thought about this very thing. Um, let's see. The network would never have to worry about ever having a contract with the NFL again. A class action on behalf of consumers would potentially be possible. Under the argument that the league is misusing the exemption to sell league-wide packages to streaming companies and keeping them off free over the air TV. Let me ask you something. As a Dallas fan, would you be upset if Dallas had their own network? Just throwing it out there. You don't think Jerry Jones would want to have his own network? Kind of like people in Philly at one point, Comcast and the local cable. Basically, if you wanted to watch Sixers, Flyers, Phillies, pregame, postgame, you basically had to, if Daily News Live, I could easily see Jerry wanting, not in totality, but to have his own network so people would pay Jerry Jones a fee to watch all of his games. That's where the antitrust, in my opinion, I don't know if they're talking about that from the teams and the NFL could have an issue. Just like Jerry Jones. Remember Jerry Jones early on with the licensing deal? You can never buy Dallas merch through anywhere but Dallas, the Dallas sites early on. Just like Dallas, they always bucked the trend. They wanted Dr. Pepper. They wanted Pepsi, not Coca-Cola. Dallas went out and did their own deals. Jerry Jones is a visionary in the business world. Jerry Jones has hundreds of businesses that nobody knows about in other countries. Jerry Jones is a billionaire, God knows how many times over, and that's not counting the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones and company just dumped $100 million in Comstock. So they are first and foremost a business. Do they want to win? Sure, they would love to win. Are they going to go all in to win? They're going to win their way. They want to be relevant through the holidays. I told everybody why. They want to be relevant through the spending season, and it starts early, right? With the pig stuff and the cancer. And then, in October, then it rolls into November where the salute to service. And then it rolls right into Black Friday where they're already selling Christmas stuff and you get your discounts and free shipping and it goes on and on, already looking at Christmas, and then after Christmas, it's the NFL draft and get that draft stuff out there. And then it's a lull. But I really think Dallas wants to be in the mix come holiday time. After that, if they win, great. But they're going to win their way. They're going to win by doing what they have to do, not to go all in and push the chips all in. And it's frustrating, but let me know what you think about that as a possibility. It teams in the future doing stuff like this, especially the Cowboys. The league surely is sensitive to the possibility of a legal challenge. Whenever the league adds new packages that isn't on a broadcast network, that's what we're talking about. Again, let me make it easier to understand. Let's say the NFL is bringing games outside of the network to these streaming services. So what is going to stop a team from going to a streaming service? And just like the Prime Video has been following, I think it's Prime. I think it's Amazon Prime has been following Jerry Jones for like 2.5, 3 years now. There's going to be a documentary, probably when he's passed away, but they're going to do a long-term documentary. Cameras to this day are following Jerry 24/7. I'm not saying they're in the bedroom, but you know what I mean. The filming still, it continues on his whatever they're going to call that. So this is what I'm talking about, people. This is opening a door for Jerry Jones and guys like Daniel Snyder or whoever uh, to look for licensing deals for streaming services just for their football team. Whenever the league adds a new package that isn't on a broadcast network, the league ensures that the game will be available on over-the-air TV in the markets of the teams, unless it's not sold out, right? Which, indeed, during the recent conference call regarding this year's schedule, the league specifically made the point that 100% of all games will be available in local markets of the teams playing in those games, unless it's not sold out, right? I've seen not, a few years ago, Dallas had to have a local company buy 10,000 seats, and they gave them away basically just so to be a broadcast locally. It's good publicity for the company who buys the seats, but also it's a slap in the face if your own market can't show the game and it's blacked out. That's why they do it, and multiple teams have done that since. The NFL will indeed address the issue at some point, either by getting from Congress an expanded exemption that covers streaming. They all want these friggin' exemptions, or by waiting for a lawsuit and trying to make the case that the law should cover streaming, especially since 100% of all games are always available in the local markets of the teams playing in those games. Nuts. Unless, unless it's not sold out. So they tell you what they want to tell you, people. They really do. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what you guys feel about streaming. I like it how it is, but every year it's more and more. Just like the European games. Do you have a problem going out of the country? Remember when they were talking about having a London Monarchs type team as the next franchisee, like in the NFL? Is there anything not sacred? You could take the game global, but why do we have to let other countries have a team? Let me know about that. I mean, that's my thing. Do we really, I mean, should we really allow other countries to own a team and run a team out of their country? It's already, the schedule's hard enough. What are we doing? Expanding to London, England? I don't, I don't think so. I'm not into it. God, I mean, can we just have anything sacred? But the last thing, I'm just going to touch on some stuff here. We're going to watch a little bit of it. I had one comment said you shouldn't talk through the clip. Well, I'm trying not to get copyrighted, people. That's where it all starts. So I got to talk a little bit, but let's look at the draft class we'll look for a little bit. We'll scan through it. Let's just listen in. Tyler Guyton. He don't look 6'7 3/4, but footwork and hand placement. Now, this guy here, Marshawn Nealon, word out of Minicamp is just how big and strong he is. I think he's going to be a sleeper, people. Again, he just getting their hand down in the dirt. His issue is going to be rushing the passer off the bat. So he might be a starter because he's really good against the run. But we'll see. Again, it's nice having rookies, man. I love going young. Tell you one thing. I love the pick. You can't look. They stuck by their board. They didn't get caught up with what I thought or anybody thought. He's not used to putting his hand in the dirt like that necessarily, or the grass. Dude, look at Jeff. Dude, look at that D-line coach. He's a beast. Help me with his last name. Zaniga, I think. Jeff Zaniga. I don't know. It's crazy. Marshawn Nealon was a shock to us, like the Eagles guy that they drafted, that guy from the small school. But I heard he's got upside, so that could be big for them. But Marshawn, powerful. He's like a D-Law type of guy. He has to develop his pass rush. High motor. And you know what they said about him? They said that his desire is through the roof. He's got a chip on the shoulder. Who don't like a guy with a chip on their shoulder? Come on now. Look at the D-line coach. Got a little gut, but yeah, we'll let him slide. I'll talk to him at training camp. I got a gut too. Marshawn Nealon. There you go, Greg Ellis, baby. Rodgers, number 96. They love Rodgers too, 96. But all right, I'm going to stop it here. I don't want this video. We could go on and on. We'll pick it up later at another time. But they love Justin Rogers too out of Auburn. He's a true one technique. Mozzie's going to get up. From what I could gather from the Mike Zimmer interview, he's at 305 now. They don't want him getting much bigger than that. Mozzie said he felt too heavy at 330. He felt too heavy at Michigan at that. But they are going to simplify, like the video this morning, everything for Mozzie. His job is just going to be to take on, eat up double teams and be stout at the point of attack, which is what I've been saying. So if that can happen. But there's a guy that I don't want anybody to sleep on. He fits way better in a Mike Zimmer defense than he does in a Dan Quinn defense. And that is Carl Davis, defensive tackle, yet another beast. Yeah, he's a veteran type guy, but and I hear they're talking to Linval Joseph, who would also, Zim has a history with him from the Vikings. These are the type of guys you need. It's nice to have high-end talent, which we do in Mozzie. We got to bring Mozzie along a little slow, but I think once Mozzie's let loose in this new scheme, I think he's going to be fine. But let me know what you guys think about our D tackles. We don't have the big name, but if we bring Linval Joseph in, you got Mozzie Smith, you got Osa Odigizua, you got Carl Davis, you got two new guys, one of them being Justin Rogers, the 7th round pick out of Auburn. Again, it's all talk, people. Everybody loves their guys. But there it is. Some of these stories crack me up, people. But it's the NFL offseason. and we're gearing up for camp. Stay tuned to see whether Game Time Brian will be at camp. I don't know. I'm gonna try and get there. We'll see if I can make it work. But I will see everybody. It's about 1:30 Eastern time now. Probably about 3 hours. I got to get some stuff done around the house, and I'll see everybody around 4:30. Peace out late.